Okay, set this camera up. Second. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is set this to be able to see that, and then I'll mute it. Okay. So, just a little update. Little update. Um, Last week I touched on the idea of fasting, which is kind of like stage, um, I would say 2 or 3 of my healing process. 3, right? Because the first one would be to change the menu, okay? Because that's, of all the things that cause disease, that's probably the thing that we can control the most, right? The thing that we actually put inside our body. There's other factors like, you know, the environment, environmental pollution, and things like, what things that can happen to us. And then we can't really control everything that happens to us, but we can control our response. So the number one thing that people do that cause them to get sick is how they eat. So the first thing in my process of healing, natural healing. So the word natural healing, the phrase natural healing, what I'm talking about is a change in behavior that's going to fix the situation that caused the disease. I'm not saying you're going to put something on top of your condition. It's not like there's no magic pill that's going to fix your situation. You got to figure out what's causing it and then fix that. It's most likely a behavior, you know? So the menu's number one. Boom. Life Food Certified. The next thing is to actually go in and to get rid of accumulated debris, which is starting with the liver, a liver flush. And the liver is like the kitchen sponge of the body, filters all the blood, and then once the blood is cleaned, that blood can then heal anything that needs to be healed, including the intestine, supposed to be made. I'll go back on in a second to talk to him. Um, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Um, where was I? All the neurotransmitters are made in the intestine, so as you're able to. I'm sorry, I'm getting phone calls. I gotta probably use my other phone to do this from now on. Yo, what up, Zach? Then the body can heal itself. Um, for me, I have neck injuries and other injuries that, um, in my belief is that it's going to actually be able to heal itself rather than have to get surgery or something like that. Okay, so now enough talking. Now, what I'm going to do is I got a really nice package here. I hope it's nice, but I got a package here from D Castle, and uh, Zach says I'm bad at Fortnite. Yes, I am. I'm trash, but that's all right. I still enjoy it sometimes, most of the time. Um, D Castle is not his real name, but I give everybody a code name in my League of Champions, and you know, D Castle to me, what it means is a man who is helping me build this empire, and I really appreciate everything that you've done so far, and I'm hoping that I'm able to provide something that's worth your time and energy. So yes, thank you for watching and thanks for hooking me up. I'm gonna open this right after I make my dinner, my last meal before I start this next 7 days. Now, last week I did 7 days of no eating, and I ate because I was with my sons and I wanted to eat with them. And this week I'm gonna do another 7 days, and so this is my last meal. Now, what I'm gonna make is my um, maybe it might be my signature recipe besides my power sushi, and this is a pumpkin seed cheese. So, the first ingredient is the pumpkin seeds, and I'm gonna do 2 cups, maybe just a little less than 2 cups, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stuff these peppers with the pumpkin seed cheese. I don't really have a lot, so I'll probably do just under 2 cups. And I only use the Vitamix, and you're gonna see why. But right here, there's a 2 cup line. 1, 2. So, boom, to there. Alright, that's number 1. Pumpkin seeds. Now I'm a natural athlete. I never did any steroids. I don't do any drugs. I do this right here. I'm gonna be on Fortnite in about 10-15 minutes, Aki. Okay? Right after I make this recipe and open this box here. So this right here is a mixture of yohimbe, which is the inner bark of a tree, and also tribulus, which is a spiky fruit. And I bought these 2 powders off of, I think, Amazon. What's up, D? And I put them in water, and then I take about a half of a teaspoon before I work out. And the yohimbe is kind of like a pre-workout. It stimulates circulation, and the tribulus is a natural testosterone booster. So I'm in an industry of fighting where guys are juiced up on steroids, and I just quick story. I turned down $40,000 a year from a company named Zions, which was kind of like a side company from people in the UFC, and they wanted to offer me $40,000 when I was, like in the public eye, when I had just come off of the Ultimate Fighter season 2, and they offered me $40,000 a year to uh, be a sponsored fighter. So I would wear the Zions logo. I shouldn't even be saying their name. It was such garbage. It was like sugared dairy proteins and chemical stimulants and stuff like that. And I turned it down because I knew that I had fans that, looked to me for guidance or, as an example. And I just couldn't, in good conscience, take that money. And I was never managed by anybody in my whole professional fighting career. I always had my my own. I was my own manager, and I probably could have made double the money that I did make, which over the course of my whole UFC career, I only made about $150,000, and that was over like 3 to 5 years. So I could have made a lot more, but I think I made the right choice, and I think long term I'm gonna end up better off with Master Luki's League of Champions than if I had continued in the UFC. If I did what everybody else does, which is drugs and freaking whatever else. Anyway, this is what I'm gonna be drinking over the next um, probably 4 or 5 to 7 days. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do 7 days, but I'm not gonna drink this the whole time. I might do this for 4 days. Each one is a day, and then this has, you can see the powder in it, which is supposed to attach to things that are in my intestine, and then when I go to the bathroom, that pulls all the stuff out to really clean out the intestine. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this, which is like a tomato paste that I was gonna use for for pasta sauce, and then I just want to get rid of it so it's not in my fridge anymore. So I'm gonna put a little bit into the cheese and then throw out the rest. It's still good. I made it last week. So here comes some tomato paste. I'll put about a half a cup in there just to get the flavor. This pumpkin seed cheese, it can be made into basically any flavor, depending on your added ingredients. Okay, now what makes it a cheese is the probiotics, right? You got the pumpkin seed, and you got the probiotics, and then this right here is called apple cider vinegar, and then you can see on the bottom it's got a little film that's called the mother, and this is unpasteurized, so this is actually still alive. This bacteria here. It's made from organically grown apples and contains the important mother, occurring as molecules of organic acids and enzymes connected in strand-like chains. This is a great addition to water, smoothies, your favorite drink, adds a special zest, blah, blah, blah. Alright, so that's that. That's gonna make it probiotic. The pumpkin seeds would probably be considered to be prebiotic because it's used by healthy bacteria in the intestine. And what you're doing is you're creating an environment in your intestine that's supportive of life. It's called probiotic. Pro meaning for, biotic meaning life. And you're creating an environment in your intestine that's for life. And then you're also, this is my water up here, you're also creating, by purchasing these things, you're also creating a healthy environment. So instead of having cows that pollute the environment with their excrement, and the farming of those animals is harmful to the planet, you actually are making something that, with your dollars, you're making something that's healthy. And we could talk about that another time. It's a form of permaculture, which is a type of farming that's creating a healthy environment. And you don't have to believe me. You can look it up. It's called um, Cowspiracy. Cowspiracy is the name of a documentary. Another one's called What the Health, and then another one is called I think the new one is called Something to Grow. I gotta look that one up. But Cowspiracy is the major one. It talks about how the cattle farming industry is really harmful, not just to the planet but also to us. And then What the Health really goes into like the health aspects of it. My son Zach says to shout me out. What's up, Zachy? What do you want me to do? Shout out YouTube channel. It's called LOC underscore Agent Zach, ZAC. Maybe I'll put a link in the thing. Yeah. LOC underscore Agent Zach, ZACYT. My man. Okay, so we got the pumpkin seeds, we got the flavor, which in this case is going to be tomato. There's a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of water, and then the next thing is salt. I only use the Celtic salt, and that's probably the number one thing that I would recommend for people to change out immediately in your diet is the source of minerals that you're getting. This is the exact mineral profile of healthy blood. And my theory would be that, we evolved over billions of years, uh, and what makes us alive is hydration. And as you get older, you get dehydrated, and you become more closer to the other side. And this is the minerals that you need in your body to conduct that life force. And this can actually be measured to be alive rather than other salts, which are not. So that's the easiest thing, just to switch out in your menu. By the way, anybody who has any health questions, I can guide you in any way. We could take a recipe that you like and we could change it out to be healthy. Like here's cheese, for example. I can make just another example would be pancakes. You know, instead of fried rice, we could do something with quinoa. Um, just an example. Okay, now I'm gonna get the top. Just stay right there. Here's the top for my cheese. Okay, now I'm gonna blend, and this is where you're gonna see we need a Vitamix. Plug it in here. We need a Vitamix because if I just watch this, if I just turn this on, okay. Okay, now look. Take you a little closer here. Flip this around. This is all other blenders because they don't have this tamper here. Only the bottom becomes blended. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it back on. I'm going to use this to push the material down into the blade, which is on the bottom here, to blend everything. Other blenders, you need to have a certain amount of liquid. But this blender here, the Vitamix, can make a recipe out of completely dry ingredients with no liquid. Now, there's liquid in here, so might not be the best example, but I could put in here all dry ingredients, nuts, seeds, salt, you know, tomatoes or whatever, and still get the material to be blended because of this thing right here. Okay. All right. Next, I'm gonna scoop this out. You know what? Let me bring you in a little closer here. Now I have a new, another microphone. Excuse me, camera stand that I will use right now, and just gonna put this up here. This. How's that? Just gonna. Okay. So we got that. Scoop this off into the bowl. Sink. Now, can you see that? Okay. One day I'll have a cooking show with the camera person. We'll get a good angle for you guys watching. One day. You know, I said people were asking me and telling me, you know, you got to do this, you got to do that. I said, look, I'm just one guy, and I'm not the best I can be, but I'm always striving. But my theory is that if I keep going the best I can and provide something that people feel is worth something, they're going to want to get on board with me. Whether it's somebody who's like really good at internet marketing or video editing or you know finding sponsors for the league or whatever. Somebody like D Castle who's just contributing in any way. And it gives me hope that you have done so far. And I appreciate it. And and that's it. You know, I gotta have faith that I'm doing the right thing and things are gonna work out. Of course, I'm not just sitting back. I'm working every day, and that's it. I just have faith, and this things people like D Castle is it's a sign to me that I am doing the right thing. So I'm gonna keep going, and what I'm gonna do now. Let's see. I'm gonna process these peppers. So I got 4 jalapenos that I'm gonna take the seeds out and then just make little cheese boats. Okay. And then I got one red pepper here that I'm gonna make into 4 boats here. So I'm kind of a little, I don't know if it's superstitious is the right word, but I was like, I had 4 apples today, and then I have 4 jalapenos and four quadrants here. So I did everything in fours. Okay. 1, 2, just cutting out the seeds. 3. And then speaking of superstitions, whenever I'm starting a fast, I always end it with a Master Luki recipe. Now, I haven't had a cheat meal, meaning everything I've eaten is Life Food certified, and that's been for 5 years or more. But the last 2 to 3 years, I tried to pretty much eat everything only Master Luki brand. Wait, am I not right here? If you can see that. So I have eaten things that aren't Master Luki brand. Like I haven't. Sometimes I'll just like get some fruit. Like yesterday I had cantaloupe, and then today I had apples. Um, so I I do that sometimes. I just want to be dedicated. There's a theory, they call it the law of attraction, that what you want to exist in the world, you make that your world, and then by extension, you put that energy out there, and then that's what's gonna exist in the world. So, I took it upon myself to make Master Luki brand, and because I have children, as a father, I'm supposed to provide for them, and I I believe that God made me to provide Master Luki brand as like a father would provide for his kids. So I'm trying to make my brand to be um, all encompassing. For example, it's like you have you have like these programs that people promote and they sell, and it's like, you know, what I'm saying is you go to the Master Lukey store and you just get everything that you need for whatever it is: food, clothing, sports, entertainment. Enough of that. Now, I'm just gonna show you right now me putting this stuff on a plate, and then we're gonna unbox the package from DCastle. Tighten that camera up. Okay, now I'm gonna get a plate right here. And a spoon. Okay. So we got one. Two. Three. Okay, that's that. Okay, now we're gonna do jalapeno. One. Two. I actually made too much cheese. I kind of knew that was gonna happen because it happened last time I made cheese. I had apples and cheese, and I ended up throwing out a bunch of cheese because I couldn't eat anymore, and I didn't want it around because I've been trying to do this fasting, and just having the food around, it's like I'm gonna eat it, And I wanted to start a new fast like a day or two ago, and then I was like, I got hungry, and anyway, um, today I made an Instagram post and I said I'm gonna start fasting. So that's kind of like a little bit of motivation that I made it public. So it's gonna help me stick to it. So there's my meal, and I'll clean that up in a second. And now let's take this. Sounds like my problem. Food in the house will get eaten. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Um, in the native tradition, they call it stalking. Stalking is kind of like what we're saying, where um, you create your reality. You create your reality. So, you want to stalk your outcome. And what we teach is that nothing is just going to be like a switch. So, you got to do transitional things. You got to, if you, for example, like I was thinking today, like to help somebody, if they bring me into their home. I go through their kitchen cupboards. I got a big trash bag. We're gonna get that stuff out. So it's not even in the house. The mistake was made. Um, the mistake was made at the market. I'm just plugging in my phone. And let's see. Yeah, so it's transitional. It's transitional. You first you put the energy out there, and that's your idea. I want to do this, blah blah blah, and then um, you can stalk your outcome. Meaning you could set up a step by step guide, a step by step process to to be successful. And if you have a Life Food certified kitchen, you're gonna eat until the body gets what it needs, and you're not gonna overeat because the body. The only reason why people overeat and stuff like that is because they have these addictive chemicals in the food. And I said that to somebody on Instagram today. She said, "Oh, binge eating." I said, "Binge eating is not an eating problem; it's an ingredient problem. Because most of the things that people binge on are actually addictive. But look, lots of people have healed. I'm not the only one. I'm just the one that you're watching right now. So don't think of it as impossible. It's I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's simple. All right. Now, here's my food. I'm gonna put this over here, and I'm gonna eat one. I'm gonna eat one right now, and then I'm gonna get the box from D Castle. To your health. Okay. Thank you so much. Mm. This thing's not actually sharp. It just looks cool. Sorry. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Suspense. Let me just scroll down. See. Okay. Okay. I was just checking the chat box. Okay. Oh, bro. Yeah. I actually was gonna buy some of this today, and then I didn't yet. But I'm so glad that I didn't because now I got it. Hey. This is for anybody watching. This is it's called shortening, but it's actually, if you look at the ingredients, it's made out of palm oil and coconut oil. So the ingredients is organic palm fruit oil, organic unrefined virgin coconut oil, organic unrefined red palm oil. And this I use to make my Emperor's ice cream, which is my major recipe because I had another recipe that I was working with called Power Sushi. And I made the decision to focus on one recipe because I just feel like if I focus, I'll have my greatest chance of success if I just put my energy into one thing at a time. But the Power Sushi, it wasn't the one, although it's a really good recipe and it's definitely a winning recipe. It's a recipe that a restaurant could be built around this one recipe. It's called Power Sushi. But it was just so labor intensive, and it needs to be made fresh. But my Emperor's ice cream can be frozen. It's easy to make, and that's the one I'm going with. I'm going with the Emperor's ice cream. And that's what I'm gonna focus on. So maybe like the next time I eat, whether it's 7 days from now or longer, I'll probably just eat that, and then I'll see how many weeks or months I can just eat that one recipe, and then have like a body transformation. Because along with the fasting and the training, because if you didn't know, I turned 40 2 days ago on Monday. I turned 40, and I took off the gym from Friday until I'm going back tomorrow. So I took like almost a week off of training. But from the 7 days fasting I did last week, I did notice a small change in my lowest abdominal area where I'm trying to get rid of the fat so that I can be a model. In the fitness industry, you either got to be jacked or shredded. And I'm not going to be jacked because I don't do steroids. I don't eat animal protein, which does have hormones in it, but it also has bad stuff in it. Anyway, Emperor's ice cream. Wow, bro, that is awesome. That's so awesome. Now, I'll just share with you a little more before I cut this video. Whoop, didn't break. I just threw it on the floor. I don't mean to disrespect the palm butter. the palm butter. Still good, still good. This I bought with the money that you donated on my website. Okay, that's the pumpkin seeds, and that's one of the ingredients. Here's my old recipe. I'm gonna print up a new label if I need to. Um, Pumpkin seed. Now I switched over to this here, which is palm sugar. It's called coconut palm sugar. Now, let me just take it to my garbage here for a second. This was the I put it in a jar, but this is what I bought today from the health food store. Coconut palm sugar, and I'm going with this instead of the honey for two reasons. Uh, one is three reasons. One is the money. So this is what was it? A pound? A pound. So you know what? It might actually be the same price. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play with the recipe because I haven't made this yet with the coconut palm sugar. But anyway, I'm changing that out. Yeah, instead of honey. That's right. Um, One reason is the uniformity. Now, honey. There's so many different kinds of honey, and if I'm gonna mass produce this, this is just easier to be uniform. You know, there's only one kind of coconut palm sugar, and it all tastes the same. But there's different kinds of honey, and some of them have different flavors. So I'm going with the coconut palm sugar in my continuing to make my recipe. Aloe, okay, that's right there. Now I'm using the palm butter instead of the coconut, and then the vanilla. Right now I'm using this, which is a pure vanilla extract instead of the vanilla bean, just because it's easier to get. So that's that. And yeah, so now I just thought of something. D Castle, you said you're sending another package. If it's honey, that's gonna get used. Don't feel bad that you got the wrong thing. You know, you didn't get the wrong thing. Honey is gonna get used no matter what because that's what I would prefer to use because nothing is no sweetener is better than honey. Health wise, environmentally, okay, when you support bee farming, you're supporting the environment. The other reason why I'm going with the palm sugar is because of veganism. Although I'm not a vegan because I do use honey, uh, other people who are vegan, they might not use 3 pounds of honey. Hell yeah, no, that's gonna get used. Don't worry about that, my guy. Um, and I really appreciate it. You know, yeah, nice. That's amazing. You're amazing. Thank you so much for your support. And you know, I do believe that I'm gonna be successful, and that's how I'm gonna, that's how I feel I'm gonna be repaying your generosity is by becoming successful and providing, providing something that's gonna help everybody. So you're helping me, you're helping everyone, and that's why we're a team. So, as always, if you have any nutrition questions, fitness questions, martial arts questions, or anything that you may have a question about, you can go to masterluki.com contact page and find all my contact info, my phone number, my email, all my social media. You can text or call 24/7. Um, I do try to get sleep here and there. Just kidding. I actually have been sleeping a lot more than normally since the lockdown, just because I don't have to teach class at night anymore. So I've been really like getting into bed super early, and it feels great. But if my phone's still on, so you know, worst case scenario, just leave a message for anybody watching. Okay, and that's where I'm gonna end it for now. I'm gonna play some Fortnite with my son, and eat that, and then try to figure out what else to do for my brand, because if I'm not working, I feel guilty. Like, even playing Fortnite, it's like I'm connecting with the youth. I'm doing something that's cool for kids, because I want to be relatable. That's how I think about it. Anyway, um, yeah, that's gonna be it for now. I never know how to end these things, so I'm just gonna say bye for now. I'm Master Lukey, and stay tuned for more. Thanks again.